Everybody says to just read more to get better at Japanese. But how do you even find stuff to read? There's actually a website full of free Japanese novels, Aozora Bunko, that could be the thing you're looking for. In this video, I'm going to show you how I use Aozora Bunko to study Japanese. I'll go through everything from finding a book, figuring out if it's a good study tool, and finally I'll show you how I look up words and log them with the sentence they showed up in so I can make flashcards after my reading session. Very basically, it's Project Gutenberg for Japan. And by that, I mean it's a database of public domain works written in Japanese. So there is a huge collection of classic authors, all for free, just waiting for Japanese language learners. But as you can see, it is weirdly so simple that it wraps back around to being confusing to use. I can search here by alphabetical order, but I don't know anything about Japanese authors or Japanese literature. You probably already realized another big issue with this being public domain is all the works are very old, meaning that the language is going to be very old. Copyright law is annoyingly complicated, but basically the newest works on Aozora Bunko are from about 100 years ago. And that's a little worse in Japanese because even just the way Japanese is written wasn't really standardized until after World War II. So you probably are thinking, why am I even recommending this at all? But for me, I think it's valuable in itself as a language tool, but it's even more valuable as a way of understanding Japanese culture. The canon is taught in elementary school and junior high school, and these works are hugely influential in art throughout Japanese culture. So one thing you can do is come down here to Access Ranking, and that'll show you the most accessed books from as recent as 2022. Let's look at what we have under this Access Ranking. So yeah, we have Miyazawa Kenji's Ame ni mo makezu, which is a very famous poem, and it's kind of the unofficial motto of the Japanese Postal Service. Let's take a look at Ame ni mo makezu. You might have noticed something very strange already. So yeah, here we have Miyazawa Kenji. A lot of his works are read by younger kids, so this is a good start. Read in elementary school, so we probably can figure that out. So if we want to read on the website, we can come right here to this, and this is the full poem right there on the website. And if we go back, you can also even download it. So down here, they have the text files. You can download and put it into whatever file reader or OCR you want to put it into. But right now, we'll just look at it here. Ame ni mo makezu, Miyazawa Kenji. Ame ni mo makezu, kaze ni mo makezu, yuki ni mo natsu no atsusa ni mo makenu. Okay, wait a minute. So we're already into some issues because this makezu and makenu are difficult grammar points for lower level readers. And that's even before we talk about the fact that there is no hiragana in this work. Back in the old days, all the grammar points were written in katakana, not hiragana. So let's say I needed to look up something. Let's say, I don't know what this is. What is this? Genmai shigo? Ichinichi ni genmai shigo to. Let's see. So what I like to use is this plugin for Chrome called Rikai-kun. I used to use a different plugin called Yomi-chan, which you could use your own dictionaries, which I liked a lot, but it seems to not be updated anymore and got taken off of the Google Play Store. So now I just use Rikai-kun, and it's really easy. And like you just kind of hover over stuff and it'll figure out stuff. So yeah, this zu particle is not, or it's a negation. It's an older form of negation. Same with this nu. So makenu, I won't lose. Makezu, I won't lose. But let's go back to where we were with this. Ichinichi, yeah, that's fine. Ni genmai, okay. Yeah, so it's not really picking it up. Let's see, maybe we can go to Deep L and figure this out. What's Kenji talking about here? Okay, so 2 cups of brown rice a day, or 4 cups of brown rice a day. Or maybe, what does it say? Maybe we need a little bit more of it. What about this sentence? Because yeah, this one says, I eat 4 cups go. This is the counter for a cup of rice. So 4 go of brown rice, miso, and a small amount of vegetables every day. So yeah, there is some tricky stuff that's going to be hard to figure out. So let's see, what can we do instead? Because this access ranking isn't going to give us the things that we would be able to read the easiest or understand the best. This ranking is Japanese speakers, L1 Japanese speakers. What are they reading right now? Or not even right now. What were they reading in 2022? A lot. So what I like to do is come over to Google and type something like demo Pod Aozora Bunko. Yeah, right there. 小学生でもわかる Aozora Bunko. So the Aozora Bunko readings that even an elementary schooler can understand. And we have this right here. Aozora Bunko no Jidou Bungaku Zen Sakuhin. So everything on Aozora Bunko that a elementary schooler can read or understand if it's read to them. And that's actually a little bit of an issue because, yeah, if we think about the books we read as kids and the books that were read to us as kids, the difficulty is a little bit different, but we can figure that out in a second. I'll show you how to do that. So here's another one by Miyazawa Kenji, and he is the Ginga Tetsudou no Yoru. Oh, what is that in English? So I actually really like this story. It's Milky Way Railroad? But yeah, it would take over an hour to read. There's 38,000, almost 39,000 characters in this. So it might be a little bit tricky. Let's go look at the writing. So Ginga Tetsudou no Yoru by Miyazawa Kenji. Let's look down here. Oh, it has new characters and the new kana system. And we'll take a look right over here. And yeah, that looks a lot easier, a lot more like modern Japanese. But yeah, it is a very, very long story. See, look all the way down here. So compared to that last poem, this is going to be a very long read for someone. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. You can take your time and slowly work your way through this whole story. I think it's a very good story, so it's worth doing that. But it's definitely going to be more time consuming than a single poem. Let's go back to this website. So yeah, it's got a 3-star rating. It's very popular. Let's see, how can we sort this? Let's try to do within 5 minutes. So that's going to be within 5 minutes for an elementary school, L1 Japanese speaking elementary schooler. So we might not be able to read it that quickly, but we'll still give it a shot. Nezumi no yomiire. So I guess the mouse's wedding? I haven't heard of that story. So yeah, there's still a little bit of an issue because I don't know a lot of these authors. Osamu Dazai, he's very popular. Miyazawa Kenji, I know I like him. But yeah, there's other ones on here that I can't even read. Natsume Soseki, Akutagawa Ryunosuke, the Brothers Grimm is even, Edogawa Rampo. So like nice mystery stories are probably going to be on here. So there is a lot that you can still find and make it easier to find here. But other than that, you do have to do a little bit of work. Aozora Bunko isn't a standalone resource. You do need these little bit of extras and other outside resources to make it really, really useful. So let's see what else is there. Here is Note. Note is kind of, it's a microblogging site. So let's see what this one is. For elementary schoolers. Aozora Bunko for elementary schoolers. That's probably another good search term. Let's try that right now. Shogakuse Muke. Oh, here is a list of foreign authors. So that could be good if you're already familiar with the story. If you're already familiar with a story in English or another language that you haven't speak, maybe reading like Cinderella in Japanese, that could be a fun thing to do. But yeah, let's go back and see something on here. Let's see what else from Miyazawa Kenji is on. So this is one I really like. Chumon no oi ryori-ten. So the restaurant of many orders. And let's see, we have a bunch of different options. Oh, and a bunch of different stories by Miyazawa Kenji, all collected here in this page. Let's try to get the newest kanji, newest writing, orthography, and let's go look at Chumon no oi ryori-ten. Okay, very good. I don't know what tempo is. I don't know what steel cannon is the kanji, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's see. We can take this. Tip. Oh, it just means gun. It's just a firearm. So maybe like a matchlock musket or something, an older gun. So pika pika suru. So they were nice and shiny, nice and sparkly. And this one, heitai, is some kind of soldier, but it's, yeah, just a soldier, I guess. An English soldier. So let's see. I'm kind of struggling with some of this stuff. So what I want to do is come over here and create a new sheet so that I can do this. And so I don't know what teppo means. So let's copy that over to this. And then we can get the sentence that it appeared in. 2, we come back here. So maybe not the whole sentence. There's some other ones. Shinshi is gentleman, but that might not help me understand everything about this. So maybe just this part from here to here. So it's just a sentence fragment, but we'll grab that just so we know and it can remind us, what are we talking about here? So our target word is teppo. This is the sentence or sentence fragment that I got teppo from. And maybe even when I create a flashcard, I can leave this part blank and then on the back have the full sentence, just so I am trying to work a little bit harder to remember what I was reading. At the end of the day, Aozora Bunko is just a database. There's not a whole lot of structure, and it can be pretty intimidating to learners when they first look at it, but I think it's invaluable for what it is as both a language resource and a cultural resource. So yeah, I wanted to show you how I use Aozora Bunko, and hopefully that was helpful. A lot of these works are taught still in schools, and so even if it's not immediately usable in day-to-day conversation, it's still literary language that appears in other works and is culturally important. I'm sure Natsume Soseki has influenced a manga or an anime that you like watching, or the fact that The Tale of Genji was probably the first novel. I don't recommend reading Tale of Genji in Japanese, especially just starting out. There's like manga versions and modern translations. If you find it on here, it might not be the easiest to read, but it's absolutely influenced other works of romance and other genres in Japanese literature and Japanese media. So for that point, I think Aozora Bunko is a huge benefit to language learners. Just a way to fast track your cultural and literary knowledge. It is a great resource that I think you should check out. And so hopefully this little guide of how I use Aozora Bunko helped you out. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I hope you have a great day.